Hello friends, welcome to my videos. So in this video I'm going to tell you the story of my Australian PR and how the full process is in the step-by-step manner. So I'll discuss my case and I'm going to tell you how I obtained the Australian PR. Okay. So when you apply for Australian PR, the first step is skill assessment. This is about skills select, like for visa categories 189 and 190. I was selected for 190 by the state of Victoria. So I'm going to share my uh, case with you. So the first step is skill assessment. So skill assessment, like there are guidelines, like I went through ACS. So there are guidelines, checklists, documents. So I was able to get all the documents. One document I was entitled to, but I was not provided by my employer. I hope you understood which document I'm talking about. That is employment reference letter. So I was shared a letter by my employer, but that had almost everything except my job duties that were critical. So what I did was I went to the second alternative way where I contacted my client with whom I worked, and I had good personal equation with him. So I shared my requirement that this is what my plan is, and I need a letter from you. So he agreed, and he issued me a letter in the format that is provided by ACS, and also he got it notarized and witnessed. So that letter I got. Along with that, I submitted my pay slips and some promotion letters and some other letters to prove my employment. Because what happens if you are not able to provide your direct employment reference letter from your employer, you need to provide extra evidence of your employment. And when you get a letter, like in the form of affidavit that I got, a notarized letter to be precise, there are certain criteria like with whom you can and with whom you cannot. For example, you cannot get a letter like this from a junior colleague. So in my case, the case was simple because I got it from my client. Okay, so now this problem was solved. So when I applied for it, I had 5 years of experience and I was a graduate. What happened? My education was evaluated equivalent to Australian diploma. Yes, you heard it correct. Diploma. And I was granted 0 points for work experience. I got shattered. Why it happened? So when I analyzed what I found, that my graduation was in a non-IT, non-ICT stream. So as per the summary of criteria of ACS, they did not even evaluate my graduation. Instead, what they actually accepted, like I had Microsoft certifications. I had MCSC and MCSD as well. So they equated it to an Australian diploma. So based on that, I was granted just 10 points for my education, and because as per the summary of criteria, you need education plus 5 years of experience to uh, reach the skill level. So for my 5 years, I got absolute 0 points. So what happened with me then was something unbelievable. So from my age, I was getting 30 points and education 10, and with IELTS, I was able to get 10. So overall 50. So for 190 visa now, the point you need is 60, and now they have increased for 189 to 65, but when I applied it was 60. All right. So how I got rested? Here I did like one option I had to try for higher score of IELTS. If I get 20, I mean if I score 8 in all 4 sections in IELTS or any other exam that they shall accept for your English skills, then so like if I go for superior English results, okay, I have got 60. But whoa, that was not sufficient. I mean that was I was not able to get on that time. Later on I got, but then when I was through this process, that time I was trying for it and I could not get. So I thought that somehow I should go for 190. During those days, for 190 and 118, and both points were like 60. If you qualify for 60, you are in. So I had to get 10 points. So I thought if I get for 190, I'll get 5 more points. So I would reach 55. But still that wasn't enough. So the one and only chance for me was to get my graduation recognized, because if I am able to get my graduation recognized, I'll be getting 15. So what I did, if you go to Vedasis, they have point test advice. So I filed a point test advice case with them, and I declared my case like I went for ACS. They did not evaluate my graduation because this was in a non-ICT field. So they accepted, they evaluated, and then they equated it to Australian graduation. My problem solved. With this, I was able to get 15 points. All right. So now what? I reached 55. Then I filed for uh, sponsorship to the state of Victoria and they accepted. I got 60 points. That's it. I was in. So when I was granted 60 points, I went to skill select and I created a profile there and I shared the numbers with Victoria migration team. Within 2 days, I got an invitation. I applied. So while applying, you need to submit all the documents and you also need to get your medical test plus your police clearance certificate. So I did it. This was very simple. Like you just need to go for a medical test from a panel physician. So I went there. My test was done. Then I also applied for a police clearance certificate. I applied. So and then I paid the fee and that's it. It took me around 2 weeks after I finished everything, and I got the email that my visa was granted. And 3 weeks later, I traveled to Australia also. I went to Melbourne because I was on 190 visa, so I wanted to make sure that I was able to, that I was satisfying all the rules. Like once I moved to Australia, I have to stay there. Although that was not applicable in my case, perhaps because that stay was temporary, just to activate the visa. I mean to meet the criteria of entering Australia within a year of your medical. That is one of the criterias or one of the conditions, I should say, of your visa. So you can say that the case was very complicated in my case, but how step by step I went through and how I uh, passed this difficult situation. So if you are in similar situations, you can get through by using these techniques. I'm sharing this with you because I think this is going to help you. So I hope you like this video. Make sure to give it a like and comment, and if you have any concern, any question, anything, please go ahead and ask me. And if you want to see anything, or if you think that I should be more elaborative, please, I'm always open to your feedback and suggestions. And if you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, and thank you for now.